Also, while my probation officer was at the house, she took a shotgun from my uncle and some shotgun shells, which I really don't care about, but it's probably significant in some way. And she said that I have to go back to mental health. I had explained to her what happened, and she was like, da 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 da, don't let it phase you, whatever. Also, I said, well, I was going to see. I came back here to see if one of my uncles would go with me into the mental health, which
I should be able to record the meetings with the mental health and the probation officer so that I can verify when things happen, like walk into the reception area and somebody says, "Oh, well, you're giving us a hard time," or whatever. And I don't know that they called the cops on me or whatever, and it's for their little program of psychological evaluation crap, which yeah, it's valid in their minds, but so was the slaughter of millions of Native American Indians. So that was great for the Christians, and for a long time the earth was flat according to the Catholics, and you couldn't tell anybody any different. So yeah, all that's great, a little psychology game where they sell their drugs and crap like that, but they don't want me talking about the fact, cops, 20 years ago it was fine for cops to beat the crap out of their wives because they didn't take the career assessment that said, hey, you're a too high-strung person, you can't handle the stress of this occupation. And also what is this things, ADHD is not real, but they've got CAT scans now that show the level of brain activity. Also they've got and whatnot, but basically when you go online you're talking about military intelligence supercomputers doing data mining. You can't, they don't want you to talk about that because it's part of their little technology deal where they run the world. And so out of the military, and hopefully they're trying to turn it around. I don't know exactly what's really going on, but in my case, I'm just a little guy who's getting in the way of some political process of, oh, we're running the show and we got it all under control and don't make us look bad, or whatever, when the reality is they threw me in prison because my grandparents didn't know how to raise an ADHD child after my mom allegedly died in a fire. Linda Christine Wallen Tripp, buried in Roebuck. I think I forget the name of the cemetery. I gave up. I let her go completely. My ADHD, I shut it out. I don't have any memories of her voice. I never got to have an adult conversation with my mother. I never knew my father and all this, and a lot of stuff. So I hope somebody is out there and can watch this and see that, hey, this guy was thrown in prison because he was going through a nervous breakdown when he got kicked out of the Daytona Beach Motorcycle Mechanic School for being absent 2 days and tardy 3 times, which constitutes 3 absences, which they take away the federal funding, the student financial aid loans, Stanford or something, which I just found the SSI Review magazine, and it's put me on a path where maybe I can do some good and whatnot. That doesn't validate the suffering that I went through at the hands of leadership, authority type individuals who they have all the answers, and you're wrong and they're right. It's prosecution. They're making deals every day. Okay, well, this person, da da da, and behind the scenes, this lawyer's getting paid, $35,000 to, defend this person or whatever, and I'm just, public defender or something. Whatever.
I'm trying to get a hold of. I've been looking on Idealist. I found the book Starting a Nonprofit and Running It as far as legal concerns on Google Books and all this. And I don't know exactly what to do. I have nowhere to turn and nobody to talk to. And so hopefully, y'all can look at my page and get some, if you go to Wikipedia and search for list of context mapping software, list of concept mapping software, or list of mind mapping software, some really useful tool to start looking at something like the subfields of sociology or the subject index of a college sociology book. And you get into the demographics of physics, demographics being physics monitoring of a groups of people in various societies. Data mining concepts of Buddhism to the knowledge databases we have now. All these things are really potentially good, and hopefully I can help work with the elderly as far as training people to assist in the elderly community population, and ecology development, workforce development, being training of people to do volunteer work instead of sitting around playing PlayStation or talking about gibberish. So I really hope this can help somebody, and I hope this saves my butt, so to speak, from it's a big government bureaucracy, and people are saying, hey, we don't want you to talk about these things. So there it is. And the woman's telling me I can't email people about anything as far as what's going on, and don't take witnesses, so that they can, somebody that is a maybe sort of neutral party can say, hey, this guy didn't do anything against anyone here at this place or whatever. I don't even know that they called the cops or whatever. It's kind of ironic that basically 3 carloads of police officers showed up right after I left the mental health office, and had mentioned about the director sending me an email back saying that he hopes that I get the health care that I need. And all this it has very little to do with me, actually. It just has to do with corruption or greed or American ethics in everything, to where our society, our economic world, education, the labor pool of educated individuals that can sustain the workforces and eliminate the overpopulation and climate destruction and everything. It's just falling upon the shoulders of the young people of today, and going to become a massively intense problem for those people. So and I mean, the older generation, they worked to get us where we are and sacrificed and everything. So I mean, everybody just has to come together and cooperate and not be greedy and whatnot. So I hope y'all get this. And my name is Matthew Lane Tripp. My SCDC, South Carolina Department of Prisons Correction inmate number is 262779. And so if anything happens, you can look me up, and they probably won't give you any information on me or whatever, but basically the bunch of black guards got together and said, I did something when I was trying to run away from my roommate who was beating me up because I told him for having a tattoo gun the night before. So he decided he was going to beat me up the next morning, and I shoved my way out of the cell door, which was we were free to go out, but it's no different when they locked me in the cell after 3 inmates gang beat me up and broke my rib, and then starved me to, for 3 days, saying, oh, well, you asked for Tylenol and you don't have a broke rib. But I did have a broke rib, and I mean, who knows, that's in the past, but hopefully we can all move forward.